Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Got a little different video for you guys today. I've had a very busy weekend, been working on some projects around my house. I had a deck that I'm replacing at my house, a big 2-story deck, so I got to replace the stairs and everything. And I had a swing set put in for my kids, so I was clearing out some brush and trees this week with that, and just having the lumber hauled in and everything. So it's been a crazy week. I've been extremely busy. And I was working nights and days at my job, so it's been pretty crazy out there. But wanted to get a quick video out to you guys today. I'm actually recording this last night because I'm about to go to bed and get up early and work again. So wanted to get this video out to you guys today to just kind of go over some things in the crypto markets and my thoughts on things, and the community and everything else here. So the Ethereum ETF's deadline is coming up here in a couple days. So if that gets declined, which it's expected to get declined, you might see some blood from that a little bit, but I don't know if it's really going to affect things too much because people are kind of expecting it to get declined. If it gets approved, that could maybe push us up further, but we'll keep an eye on that, see what happens with the Ethereum ETF. But I do think hopefully by August it'll get approved on that deadline. There's a couple deadlines coming up here in August, and that's usually when the crypto markets kind of turn around and go more bullish in the fall. So there's some theories out there that maybe we're halfway through the bull cycle already, and we're halfway through it, and maybe we'll jump up to 100,000 and that'll be it, or maybe we'll get up to 150,000 maybe by the end of the year, and that'll be it. We'll have to see really what happens here. Typically on these crypto cycles, we've gone a full year and a half or so past the halving before we peaked out. But things have been so strange with this cycle that we really don't know for sure what's going on. It's kind of been a confusing market, really. So either way, I'm going to be starting to take out some profits on the way up if we turn bullish again and get Bitcoin up past 75,000 and so on. But I think if we get Bitcoin up above 75,000, you're going to start seeing a lot of these other alts and stuff go crazy again, and that could be the case. Now, memes have been pretty hot recently, but I've stopped messing around with memes so much just because they're so risky. And if I do invest in them, I'll only put a couple $100 in them at most, because it seems like by the time the hype catches any meme, it's pretty much had its gains already. Usually it is the case. So, and they're so volatile. I mean, they'll shoot way up and then they'll just dump down to nothing, and a lot of them can be rug pulls, so you got to be careful with that as well. But as far as the markets, there's not a whole lot going on right now, so there isn't really a lot of news to cover out there on YouTube and stuff. We have had some things with legislation in the United States that kind of passed I believe the Senate and the House, and I don't know if it went to Biden yet where he could veto it. But so there's not really a whole lot going on in the markets right now. I'm hoping that we turn bullish soon here and Bitcoin makes a new all-time high again and we start seeing some gains. But typically summers are pretty slow and pretty lull. They call it like a lull summer, and people lose interest in crypto during this period. So there's not a lot of people out there searching on Google and YouTube and stuff for crypto related content because there's not a whole lot going on. But all those people will be rushing back in. But there's a lot of metrics out there, and I'd have to pull them up and show you guys sometime. But there are a lot of metrics out there that shows that Coinbase has some metrics of their own that they've been studying. There's not much retail been in this bull market yet at all. I think normally they said there's like 85 million people last bull run when the interest was really high, and the most they've seen so far is like 35 million. So they think that retail is not here yet, and that's a good thing if they're not here yet. And hopefully when they do get here, hopefully they will get here and we'll be into a big bull run by then. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Typically the cycles and the interest gets bigger with each cycle. So if we've only hit 35 million so far, and maybe we get into the hundreds of millions this next time around. I think those are the numbers, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'd have to look up the actual article that was by Coinbase on this that came out just recently within the last week. You can probably Google that and search for it if you're interested in that. Right now I'm just sitting on most of my investments. I'm not really doing much with them, not doing much trading. I'm being really picky about what I put my funds into. there are some projects out there that are great buys right now. A lot of gaming projects and AI projects that are starting to come into some great buying zones. I know Miria's down quite a bit. That's a great project. There's Lumia's down a lot. That's another fantastic game that's still its early stages. They've only got like one dungeon out right now, and not a whole lot going on with the game currently, but they are still continually building and adding to it. Those games, though, those AAA games like that one, they take, on average, I think 5 to 7 years to build a high quality game like that, and it just started, within the last 2 years, so they still have a lot to go on it. So we'll have to see where that one goes, but Illumia is a good part of my portfolio. Obviously not a large portion because it's a higher risk play, it's a lower market cap, but it is a decent amount, and there's some other gaming plays in my portfolio that, are pretty good ones. I think are in some great buying zones right now. So if you check out the gaming sector in crypto right now, nobody's really interested in gaming. That's the best time to buy. People were not buying last year in 2023 when I was telling people that these projects are going to do fantastic, and then they seen them 5 and 10x, some of them 20, 30x, and they're like, oh, I wish I would have bought them back then. Well, they're cheap right now again, so this is the time to pick up a lot of those coins at cheap prices. There's going to be a lot of new gaming projects coming out as well this year. The Ready Games is coming out, and there's another one that I forget the name of it. There's several gaming projects that are coming out this year that are going to be higher quality games than what we've seen previously with crypto. And all it's going to take is one good game that gets very popular to explode, and the whole gaming sector in crypto is going to absolutely explode. It's going to go absolutely crazy. And if you're not in while the prices are cheap, you're going to regret that you weren't in. That's just my opinion, and that's how I'm looking at it. I've got a lot of gaming plays in my portfolio because I think eventually we're going to see that one game that makes crypto absolutely fly, and our bags are just going to go absolutely crazy on them. Now, Portal did do pretty well. It did like a 40x on its launch. It's had quite a big correction now, and that's even in a pretty good buying zone if you're looking at Portal possibly. I think it's around 75 cents. It was up over $2. I think it hit $3 on its launch day. And I've always told you guys, be careful on the launch days with these projects because typically there's a sell-off, and then, the early investors and stuff start getting their coins over the first few months, and they start selling them and taking profits on them, and then you see those projects dump down in price, so you got to be careful with that. You don't really typically want to buy right at its launch day because typically the price shoots up quite a bit, and then we get these big corrections, and that's the time to buy in, is when you get these big healthy corrections on them after the early investors have started taking out their profits on it. So that's another thing with this, but that's kind of my outlook on this, guys. Now's the time to be excited about crypto because crypto's boring. That's the time you want to get excited about it and invest in it while nobody's interested in it, while prices are lower, because when we take off to these higher prices, and I know not all the coins have had a big correction now. Obviously, Bitcoin's still up pretty high, so I'm not buying any Bitcoin right now. Ethereum's up over $3,000, so it's still, not cheap right now. But there are some projects out there that were several times higher than what they are right now just a few months ago that have had a pretty good size correction on them. Some deep in plays, some gaming plays, even some of the AI plays. And there may be something that you want to look at adding to your portfolio while prices are cheap, because they're not going to be cheap like this forever. More than likely, if history tells us anything, we're going to go into a big bull run later this year within the next few weeks, few months, or whatever it ends up being. Eventually, we're going to get into that big bull run, hopefully, and things are going to take off and go absolutely crazy. I know the last bull run, things were absolutely crazy, and the bull run before that one was even crazier gains than that one. Even though it's a smaller bull run, the gains on it were crazier than the previous one. And we had that double top last time, which threw everybody off, and it was, it is what it is. Might get a double top this time, we don't know for sure. But if we go into a big bull run, I think things are going to get absolutely crazy, and you're going to see your portfolios just go absolutely nuts if that happens. Now, there's no guarantee of that. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, but typically that's what's happened in the past. So, but that's what I want to cover in this video, guys, just to kind of give you my opinion on what's going on with the markets. I think we're just in a low period right now. I think we're going to take off, hopefully, into a big bull run. later this year. My bags are packed and ready. I'm adding some coins to my portfolio as I get extra funds to do that, but I'm not putting a whole lot into the market right now because my bags, I got a lot of money invested in crypto right now for this bull run. So and I have a lot of profits that I was taking out as well on some of the projects that I did invest in early and did really well at their launch in the first few months that they were on the market. And I took a bunch of profits from those and got them out of the market for now and reinvested some of it. So, you know, I just kind of, when I get a big pump on something and I see another deal that comes up, I kind of reinvest that. This one's had its pump. I'll take a little bit out, put it into something that hasn't taken off yet, and that way I can get hopefully some more gains out of those gains that I initially made. And that's kind of how I've been playing this for the last several months. I did that with Solana, I did that with Lit Labs, I did that with some of my Portal and some of my other projects as well. So that's kind of how I've been playing it. Now, some people have the strategy of just holding long term, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, holding and waiting for the bull run to take off. But I'm telling you guys, I think gaming is going to eventually explode. And when it does, when we get one good AAA game and crypto gaming goes crazy, because the whole method behind crypto is where you actually own your assets and you're able to buy and sell your characters, you're able to buy and sell your weapons, your loot, your gear, everything on your games, and you own it. And you can also have an in-game currency, which other games really don't have. World of Warcraft, they had gold, and you could buy gold from people who would like farm gold, but you had to buy it offline, like through a shady third-party site, and hope that they actually gave it to you, because you know people were buying gold to get more items in the game, even though it wasn't legal. Through crypto, it'll be legal, and you'll be able to make money while you're playing those games as well. So once we get one solid game in there, crypto gaming is gonna explode. It's just gonna take some big game to take off and the right person to build it, the right team to build it, and I think we'll see that hopefully this cycle here. And if we do, it's going to be absolutely crazy. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover for this video, guys. I really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Please give this video a like for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps get this out to more viewers. Trying to get my views and my likes up. Things have been pretty slow over the last few months, so appreciate if you share this video and get the like button smashed for me. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And that's pretty much what I got for this video. We'll see you on the next one.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me.